This clamp has a bad design, so let's fix it. The problem with these clamps is that these clutch plates, the release plates, are on the back. You know, that's how you do the quick release to slide along the bar. Every other F-clamp that I own has the release plates in the front. So you reach in here, you pinch, and then you can slide the jaws up and down. So your muscle memory is just set for this one kind of clamp. And so then this one, it's the opposite, and it just drives me nuts, which means I don't use these. And these are actually nice little 6-inch F-clamps. They're strong and rugged, but this sucks. In my last video, I was making new clamp racks for my F-clamps, and that's where I complained about these particular clamps. And one of my commenters was like, well, can you fix that? Can you change that? And I had looked at this once a few months ago, but not very in depth. And at the time, I didn't think I could, but I thought I should take another look because it turns out that I can. You see, a couple of hours ago, I already fixed one. This was my practice run, and it turned out to be pretty easy to swap these around. So now I'm gonna fix the other ones. In order to move these clutch plates, I need to take this jaw and I need to slide it off the end of the bar. But the end of the bar in the factory, they punched it with a some sort of metal punch, and they've deformed the bar so that it hits there, so I can't get it off. So I need to grind that down, and it turns out that this metal is actually pretty soft. I have one of these inexpensive little strip sanders, and I'll use that to grind down the metal. I made a video about this little sander about a year or so ago. I bought it from Princess Auto, which is kind of like the Harbor Freight tools here in Canada, but you know, on sale it's like less than a tank of gas for my minivan. I'll warn you, it does get a little loud. I think I'm about halfway. It doesn't really even spark that much, but still has a way to go. Okay, that was 3 minutes maybe of grinding and taking it right down, and now we just give that a pinch, little wiggle, and all separated. So I've got another one to do. Let me do that one and then we'll come back. So now both of these clamps, we can pinch. Just zoom it in a bit here. You can now slide it right off the end. Now if you look, let's see, I'm not sure if you can see in there, there is a, see that spring, there's a spring that's sort of like this, that when you flex the plates like this, you can just see the bit of that spring there. And I want to be careful, I don't want that spring to go jumping out. So what I did last time is I take just one of the plates and I'll slide the plate out. And we'll take a look at the plate and you'll see how the hole here, that's where the shaft goes through. The hole here is towards the one end. So I'm just going to turn that around and slide that in from the other side, and I'm going to put it under the plate. So we're trying to not disturb the spring. And pushing the other one out. Turn it around, and then I'm going to just lift and slide. And that should be all there is to it. So I should be able to take this and just pinch it a bit. Have to get them to line up, so you got to wiggle a bit. There, I'm going. The camera's in the way of my being able to see, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. I wasn't pinching them enough. And there we go. Now these are switched over there. And I'm going to repeat once more with the other one. So pinch this and we'll just slide it right off. Push out one of the plates. Turn the plate around and then just slide it in. It doesn't have to be from the other side. I just seems to be able to slip under it easier for me. So then that's one. Careful, don't want that spring to come out. It's all the better to not disassemble it. Here's the next plate, flip it around, get it in there, give it a good pinch, and try to find that hole. There we go. That one's easier. So now these clamps are like these clamps. Clutch plate in the front, clutch plate in the front. Now, I do need to do something about the end because you don't want to slide it off. So now I've ground these down, and I don't have a punch or a press that could squeeze that out again. And one idea I thought of is to just take something like this electrical tape and cut it into a thin strip and wrap it around the end. I think that would work, and I thought about doing that sort of as a test, because just so I can try them out for a while, but I don't think I need to do that. One other option I have on clamps is I've seen them where they have a little rivet in it, and I think I'm going to do something like that. A little drop of oil there. And that doesn't take long to drill through. So I dug through my bins of assorted hardware and I found these old nuts and bolts, and it'll make my buddy Drew Fisher happy because they are slotted screws, which are of the devil. But that's what I've got, and they should work just fine in the ends of these clamps. And this is ridiculous overkill, but I am putting a little bit of thread locker on the threads. Why not? So there we go. Nice little nut and bolt there at the end. Locks them into place. And now I've turned these from clamps that I hate to something perfectly functional, so I'm no longer going to hide these in the corner and avoid them. The lesson here is don't be afraid to modify your tools. I took something that I found useless and made it into something that I find useful. The other lesson is I should have made more clamp racks because now I don't have enough space. And that's it for this one, guys. We'll see you on the next one. If you like these sort of informal shop projects, then I hope you'll consider subscribing. But also, you might want to check out my website at wordsandwood.com, where I've been writing articles about my woodworking hobby for some 20 years. Links to all of this can be found in the video description below.